Okay, everybody, this is video number 2. What I want to do in terms of this video, I want to talk about the Hunger Games. I recently went and saw the movie The Hunger Games last weekend, and I know it's been out for a while, almost a week. Whatever the case is, it is an excellent film. It's definitely a film that's geared towards teens, but if you can kind of look past the story, the storyline, the corny love story, yada yada yada. You look past that, you see all the political symbology that is placed within that film, and this film is absolutely loaded. And first off, let me start with the cinematography. The cinematography is excellent. The visuals is excellent, and there have been times, and I went to see this in XD in Cinemark, and there were times where literally you kind of lose focus of the story because you get so caught up with the visuals, which that's the visuals is so good that it kind of kills the story a little bit, which in a way is a good thing and a bad thing. It's so good it's bad, or it's so bad it's good. It's one of those Orwellian type of things, but it was such a good film when it comes to talking about politics, and it's such a great way to educate your teenagers, your teenage son, your teenage daughter about what is really happening in the real world. There's 3 scenes that I do want to discuss that really simplify it, and it really does help to shed light on what's really going on in the world. Now, the first scene that I want to discuss is, and of course this is a spoiler alert, it's a review, but of course I highly recommend it. But the first scene I want to discuss is we're in a situation here where you're in a sort of arena. It's kind of like a town square type of situation. There's this public punishment taking place where the guy is getting whipped. The main character, Katniss Everdeen, played by Jennifer Lawrence, she intervenes because she has a love interest in this guy. And of course, in the previous film, she wins the Hunger Games. She's a victor. So in this film, actually, really throughout the entire film, she is seen as a symbol of hope, a symbol of revolution. What revolution that is, I don't know, but that's just how it is with this film. She stops this from happening. The police officer who's doing what he is doing, the punishment, he slaps her, pulls out a gun, and threatens to kill her. Woody Harrelson's character comes out, stops him, and then later on in that scene, he turns to Katniss as they're walking away. He says, "You don't ever do that. Don't ever do that." Because when the Hunger Games ended, it never really ended. You see, you're a celebrity now, Katniss. Because you're a celebrity, you need to be a distraction from what the real problems are. You need to take the public's mind off of the political oppression. You need to take their minds off the economic oppression, because the Hunger Games themselves is an allegory of the bread and circuses that we see here today in America. And that was one of the more important scenes. Some of the other scenes included were that there was this scene she was trying to leave, she was trying to escape. The boyfriend chases after her, or she chases after him, tries to convince him to leave with her. And she says, "You know what, we can leave here, we don't have to deal with this, I don't have to be responsible for anybody." And he says, "No, no, no, you don't understand. You're a symbol for something. You won the Hunger Games, you did everything you were supposed to do to survive. People are looking up to you now. You're a symbol of freedom, you're a symbol of hope." And all this other stuff. And she says, "No, I don't want to be. I don't want to be a symbol of hope. I don't want to be a symbol of freedom. I don't want to be a leader." And that's the whole point of that scene. Now, here's my take on that, because I feel as though, for my 27 years of being on this planet, that generally speaking, good people don't want to take the helms of power. Good people don't want to be in politics. Good people don't want to be in banking, and good people generally don't want to make decisions. All you want to do is go to work, do everything you have to do, and be able to go out and take care of your family as a good person. Now, if you're a bad person, well, that's totally different. If you're a bad person and you really want to harm people, well, you don't just go out and punch some random person out in the streets. Instead, you do it in a legalized fashion. You join the police force, you join government, and you do it where you can hurt people, but then you can get away with it through legal justification. And that's basically what's going on in that scene. Is you have a good person who really does want to help people, who really loves other people and just want to see other people do good, but at the same time she doesn't want to be in a position where everybody has to look up to her, that she sort of has to take care of everybody else, and that she doesn't want to be a symbol of freedom, a symbol of oppression, because she feels as though she's obligated to these people, and that if she were to fail in this revolution that's about to take place, then it's her responsibility that she failed, that she didn't just fail herself, she failed all these people that are within these 13 regions. Now, here's another scene, and there's so many different other scenes that are out there. There's this other scene that there's these two gentlemen. One of them is the controller. One of them is the games operator, the Hunger Games operator. And he is sort of the equivalent to the commissioner of the NBA, for example, or the commissioner of the NFL. He's responsible for the games taking place and for them being as popular as they are. The marketing, all this other stuff. He's responsible for it. Now, they're sitting there in this room. They're having a meeting. The controller, who would be equal to Obama's controller, and this is the thing. This controller, this main guy, and I can't remember the character's name, nor I can remember the the actor who played him, but and this is sort of just a random review. But what he says is, this Katniss Everdeen, she's a problem. She's a thorn on my side, because of what she was able to accomplish with the Hunger Games. All these people are standing up, and they actually believe in themselves. I can't believe it. These people actually have hope from what they see, from what Katniss Everdeen had done. And the other guy comes out. He says, "Well," and this is the guy who controls the games, who oversees the games, basically, the commissioner of the games. He says, "Well, you're right. She is a thorn in your side. She is doing things, and she is giving people hope. But you're not going to accomplish that by killing her, because you're just going to make her a martyr. Instead, what you have to do is you have to destroy her reputation." And of course, we see this in real life all the time. You see this in celebrities. I'm going to give you a perfect example here. Now, we had a goaltender here from the Boston Bruins, Tim Thomas, right? And they went on in 2010, 2011, won a Stanley Cup championship. Well, in the following year, they were scheduled to have to meet with Obama, because every championship team in every league does this in the following year. They meet with the president, and they have a photo-op, yada, yada, yada. Well, Tim Thomas said, "You know what? I don't like the politics of the president. I don't like the president. I hate the president. So instead of joining with my teammates and celebrating with the president, I'm just going to skip out in this White House meeting and do whatever it is that, that I need to do in order to call him out, because I don't believe in his politics." Tim Thomas did this. And keep in mind, he wasn't a backup goaltender. He was, playoff MVP, Stanley Cup MVP. The point is, this guy was the real deal. Now, ever since that happened, he pretty much was ran out of Boston. I mean, he continued to play for Boston for quite a while. Later that year, sometime next year, I forget exactly when, he ended up getting kicked off the team, where he was traded to Florida. And in other words, his play had greatly diminished since he had done that. And because of that, they just end up, not really continuing to do business with him. And he, instead of talking about how good he did in the playoffs, how great he performed, which was at a Hall of Fame level, because I had followed that playoffs that year, the media proceeded to just demonize him. "Oh, he's such a bad teammate." And that's exactly what had happened. Instead of the media, if the media were to kill him or something, he would have become a martyr. If someone were to say, I'm gonna kill this guy, I'm gonna blow his brains out, and proceed to do it, well, he becomes a martyr, like I was saying. And because of that, then people start standing up. Now, I'm going to end this video now, because I'm at the 10-minute mark. I'm going to continue with part 2 right on the other side.